Hey there. Happy New Year. 2022 is here already. It's hard to believe, but it's here. So, I get a lot of questions about my morning routine or my daily routine, especially from my clients. So, I just thought I'd share this video with them and with anybody else who is curious as to some of the things that I do in terms of natural health and wellness to start my day. I'm a firm believer that if you try to, I'm a perfectionist, I'm a overdriven, anal type person. So I'm learning and I'm getting beyond that. I'm moving beyond that. That's actually something I actively work on every day because it can be overwhelming, especially when it comes to natural health and new regimens and new things that you want to incorporate as if your life is not already hectic and busy. So the whole purpose of changing or adjusting your lifestyle is that we'll have more time, we'll have more peace of mind, that we're more relaxed, less anxious. So I'm a firm believer of not putting too much on yourself at once. It's being gradual and patient with yourself and with the process. Also, from my based on my experiences with people, especially clients, I've realized that the more you give a person, the less that they are likely to implement. And so if you start with one thing, the children, one of them scared the other one and she's upset, she's mad, she's tired of it. She's tired of getting scared, being scared. So anyways, if you start with one thing that you change, alter, or incorporate into your regimen, trust me, you're more likely to be successful. And the purpose is that you learn, you practice, and then you master that one thing so that ultimately you're able to gain the benefit from it, which is far more measurable, far more beneficial in the long run than it is if you change 5 things. I'm going to stop eating meat. I'm going to stop consuming dairy. I'm going to start working out 5 days a week. I'm going to drink, gallons of water each day. How likely is it that you go from not doing those things to doing all of those things consistently and regularly enough that you actually are able to see and manifest those benefits? It's very unlikely. So my method and my suggestion to people, because of my own experiences as a human being and, even based on psychology, it's more likely that if you learn or incorporate or change one thing at a time, enough to master it, enough to be consistent, that you will get the benefits and you'll stick to it. You're more likely to stick to it. So with that being said, there are a lot of different things that I do depending on the day, depending on my schedule, what all I have going on, and with the children. The first thing is to get up early. That's number one, is to be an early riser. And I know so many people say, I'm not an early person, I'm not a morning person, I'm a late night creeper. Even one of my children has always tried to convince me that that's just how she is. But to be honest, our biology, our very physical makeup, our physiology is designed in a way that we are in sync with the sun. Okay? So, you know, it's just something that you have to practice. And usually for those who say that they're night people, there are other things that are going on, whether that's psychologically, not that there's something wrong with you, but generally there are some psychological imbalances there, or physical imbalances, things that can really stand to be adjusted so that your biology is back in sync with the cycle that it should be in, which is congruent with the sun, with the cycle of the sun, the rising and the setting of the sun. So with my daughter, we've had to work over the years to get her in sync. And once we have gotten her, there, her performance, her attitude, a lot of things tend to shape up and exemplify the very fact of you being in sync with the sun, that you should naturally arise. You should wake up and get up early. That's just what it is. Now, is it difficult? Yeah, if you're accustomed to staying up late and always being, if you're accustomed to always being up late at night, then quite naturally it's going to be hard to get up in the morning. Where do you start that cycle? Where do you break that cycle? So I would suggest pretty much you have to set your mind to it. You have to tell your subconscious mind, you have to tell yourself, I'm waking up, and this really works. This really works. You have to tell yourself, okay, I'm waking up. Wake up at 5 a.m. Now you have to set all intentions on trying to get to bed early. So of course, if your body is accustomed to going to bed late at night and going to sleep late, it's going to be hard for you to fall asleep. But you're just going to go to bed anyway. You're going to lay down. You're going to rest. You retire. Put your devices down. Cut off everything, electronics and things of that nature, at least 2 hours before you go to bed. So a great time to go to bed and retire is no later than 9:30. You should be in the bed. So if you're a night owl, then of course you won't be sleepy, but we're gonna have you, you've bathed or showered, all noise down and minimal by 8:30 is when you start to wind down. And then of course, like I said, 2 hours prior, which would be around 7:30 is when you've done everything that you're gonna do as far as watching TV, scrolling through social media on that phone. So this is the time, 7:30 is about the time you want to wrap all those things up, put the devices down, take your bath, shower, whatever you're going to do, pray, journal, read a book. That's a great suggestion for those who have a hard time falling asleep at night and you're breaking that cyclical cycle of going to bed late, getting up late, dragging around. Usually those late night people who have a really hard time getting up in the morning, from my experience, people that I know, they tend to be draggers. It's hard for you to get with the program. You don't know what's going on. Everybody's on the same page, but you just can't seem to get with the program. So, you just want to retire and have a night routine. So my daily routine is really contingent upon my nightly routine. So, cut everything off, even in conversations, because that is one thing I might, have a phone conversation or something like that still late at night. Even that's okay, that's okay. But if you have a hard time falling asleep, when I get to that bed, I'm ready, and it's because I get up early. Okay, so writing, journaling, and reading, those are two things that will help you get sleepy. It'll help you, as opposed to watching videos or anything that's gonna overstimulate you that time of night. So get into bed early is the first step of my morning. So after I get up, then I'm always praying, setting intention, meditating for my mental, not just mental, because it's all one and the same, mental, spiritual, physical. But that is priority number one, or else for me, things tend to start becoming a little chaotic. That's my form of balance and quieting of the mind, which is really important. For me, it's important for the state of my household, the energy, and with being, just a busy person, it helps me to manage my affairs by managing my mind first. So it's best to do that first, as opposed to getting to a point, getting to the brink, and you feel like, things are just scattered. You just can't seem to focus, cannot get it together. Generally, we need to really pay attention and get our minds aligned and get a lot of the busy, what they call the monkey mind, getting a lot of that chatter out of there, and writing things down on paper. So I literally have a routine when I arise, or when I awaken in the morning, like before I even get out of the bed. I'm not one of those people who sit in the bed. Once I wake up, I do get up, I hit the ground running, so to speak, but running to that which is going to extend my mental aptitude, extend my inner solace, that which will manage me from the inside out, that which will help to soothe my subconscious mind, or even to sync my subconscious and my conscious mind together. So that, I would say, is far more important than what we tend to give it the credit for, and it's skipped over. So of course, a lot of my clients say, yeah, I meditate because I pray. I meditate when I'm praying. Well, meditation and prayer are two totally different things. One enhances the other, though. Meditation does enhance your prayer and your spiritual life. So definitely keep that up, but it's just to acknowledge that meditation is not prayer. Meditation is really a it's more of a characteristic. The state of meditation is really I want to say a almost like a virtue, but it's a state of being. So it is not a prayer. Okay, we'll get into that at some other time, because that gets really, really deep. But everything starts there for me. It's more spiritual, and everything is pretty much rooted. That is the foundation, and that's where all the creativity lies, and the enhancement of life, the desire to enhance this current life, all of the external is extra. It's like a byproduct of. So the things that I do now that might or might not be successful are not the starting points. So they're a byproduct of those first initial steps that I'm telling you about. So although I'm, avid about natural health and healing, I'm not always consistent, even with the regimens. And I don't really even recommend a one specific hardcore regimen for an individual. Everything is based on your individualized state, where you are right now. So my morning routine also changes depending on where I am in life at the moment. Like I'm a human, so health is a priority, wellness is a priority, but I don't treat it like a religion. I don't treat it like it's a way of life. So life flows naturally. We can set rules and we can set parameters, which I'm not saying don't. It's just not intended to be such a rigid process that you begin to hate it. Like, who likes rules in that sense? Like, you went to school, there were rules at school, practices that you didn't necessarily agree with, or it wasn't for you, things that you didn't like, and it made it difficult for you to function within that. Homework, things that are just a given that you are expected to follow, but is that congruent with who you are as a person? Some people said that they never like school. They don't like rules. They don't, maybe they would prefer to work standing or under the desk, or, not the rote standard way. Everybody learns differently. So it's pretty much like that with health and wellness. Now it's such a fad. It's such a fad where, say, 20 years ago, or when I first started being more mindful and conscientious of my health and wellness and what we call natural health now, before it was such a thing, it's really just a lifestyle, something that you are inclined to do. You listen to your inner self. So that's the reason why with my clients, I always encourage self-healing. I can't heal you. I'm blessed, and I'm grateful that I've had a lot of experiences. I've gained a lot of knowledge that can help enhance the way you heal and increase the probability of you healing yourself. But at the end of the day, you are your own healer, and you will learn and get to know that healer within. So and it starts back there to the core of things that I spoke of, like how you wake up. How do you wake up? How do you start the day? Setting intention. Because we wake up and are not always mindful, or we may not take note and show gratitude. Gratitude is really for yourself. Showing gratitude is for yourself. It's for your inner cultivation. Is to remind us how connected we are with the universe, the universal order, everything that's going around and cycling around us that we are a part of. we are definitely a part of and affected by, whether we are conscious of it or not. However, the more conscious of it that you are, the more power you will gain from it. So, setting intention, meaning that upon awakening and becoming conscious that you are here, you're alive, you're in the moment, you're awake, sets the tone for your day. It seems miraculous, actually, the effects of it. You just have to try it and know that you can literally frame your mind and your consciousness to align with where you want your day to go. So wake up, set intention. Today, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take advantage of every opportunity in my path. I'm going to create an atmosphere of peace for myself and my children. It doesn't even have to be that deep. Your intention could be, today I'm going to get up and I'm going to eat a healthy meal, no sugar. Today will be an awesome day for me. Today, I'm going to find laughter every moment that I can. Today is not yesterday. Today's a new day. I'm going to meet new people and have new conversations. Those are intentions. You can set intentions. Today, I'm going to find myself and learn who I am. So when we do that, we become, again, conscious or conscientious of the things around us. It really brings to mind the very thing that you set as your intention. So when the universe continues to do what it's already doing, you will notice that which is in alignment with what you have set intention on, meaning that we are part of the greater universe around us. These things that we set intention on for that day, and then later on, if you say, okay, today is a new day, I'm going to meet new people, have new conversations, and you don't think anything else after you go on about your day, and you're at the store, you run into somebody, oh, you look really nice, like, or, your skin looks beautiful, like, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I'm drinking more water, blah, blah, blah. And you start having a conversation. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm really working on myself. This is a new journey for me. That's what the other person is saying. Then you start to have this full-on conversation, and they are basically doing the same thing that you're doing. Or they know somebody who they can put you in touch with who can accommodate what you're trying to do. So the fact that you set intention is why you noticed this. The fact that you set intention is the very reason that it actually connected and that it happened. So what I'm saying is that these things are always around us. We're just generally not aware of it. So setting intention it just brings us closer and closer to the awareness of the fact that we are created to be in sync with that universal order, and that we can use it for our benefit and for our healing process. The more you do it, the more vivid it becomes, the more magical or miraculous that it will seem, even though it's really normal, but it's a beautiful experience. Just do that one thing. That's one of, part of what I would say a morning routine or a lifestyle activity that I find very beneficial. And I encourage my children to practice it. They have things that happen to them, and the big word now is manifestation, which is it's real and it's true. But to hear a lot of people speaking on it now as though it's something new, or as though it's something that's so isolated, but it's definitely just a part of our lives. And it is a beautiful experience, and children can be just as much conscious or conscientious as we are. We have to invite them, and we have to allow them to explore these same experiences too. So with my children, so if you're the type of person that's like, oh, my house is so chaotic and this is going on, just start with that one thing. New Year's resolutions, all that is for whoever it's for. Generally, people do not stick to it. And this is why. We try to put too much emphasis on changing so many things at once, when the most effective method is to change one thing, to change, incorporate one thing to make that different. And that one thing will have such an impact on the total aspect, of your life. So say, okay, I'm just going to get up early in the morning. I know I said that was one thing, because it is. Getting up early in the morning. Maybe you didn't wake up early in the morning. Maybe you just woke up. Set intention. Today, I'm going to tire myself out and go to bed early. Today, I'm going to go to bed at 9:30. I'll be in bed by 9:30. Today, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, get all my stuff done. I'm going to stop at 8:30. Take my bath. Be in bed by 9:30. No devices after 7:30. So I could go on and on and on, because the more I talk about it, of course, now I'm thinking about your last meal should be at 6, no later than 7. That has an impact on your whole sleep process. And the reason that going to bed early has its psychological and physiological benefits. This is when your mind and your brain has a sweep where it flushes out the toxins while you're sleeping, so you definitely don't want to eat past a certain hour. Don't want to be on these devices at least 2 hours prior to going to sleep. So even if you have sleep disturbances, these things will help you. So get in that bed early, wake up early, set intention. Start there. Then eventually get off into what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, what do you have. And I'll do another video on I didn't even know this video was going to go this way. I really was going to go over the things that I actually do, physically, the natural regimens, and, whether it's supplements, which I don't do a lot of supplements, but, I do, but not a lot, like you might think. Okay, so we can really heal ourselves with some rudimentary things first, rather than spend all that money on this herb, that supplement, this plant, that plant. And these things are, I'm not saying that we don't get benefit, because we do. But not if you don't even know where your body is or what's going on with you. Let's start here first. with that, psychological, mental health piece, finding balance there, which is reflected in our spiritual realm as well. So thanks for listening to me ramble and rumble on. I'm grateful for a new year, and I'm glad that whoever is here is here. I appreciate everybody and their support. Those of you who know me, who don't know me, I get a lot of love and support, and I really do appreciate that. I appreciate your patience too, because I'm not really, a social media person, or I don't know. I'm kind of old school, so I do appreciate your support, and with the Sappy Lou products, also Sappy Life Wellness service sessions. So if you or anyone you know is in need of getting their health back on track and they've tried everything, most of my clients or potential clients or people who seek my services have literally done everything. When they come to me, they've done and tried everything. They've been to every doctor, tried every drug known to man. They've been to this practitioner, that practitioner. They've tried every, dietary regimen or whatnot. And there's a reason that these things don't work for everybody, or these things may work. You see a benefit in the beginning, but then your symptoms come back, or you have a hard time understanding exactly, because some days you feel good and feel great, and then the next day you don't, and you don't understand why, and can't get to the root of it and get to the bottom of it. Well, that's what I'm here to do, is to help you get to the root of your issues, so that we can guide you through your self-healing, one step at a time, taking you by the hand. We believe in healing. We believe that it's possible, and as long as you believe, you can do it. All right, so you all have a great day. Peace.